Om Jananim Sharadam Devim Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayo Shritva Pranamami Muhurmuhu. Master to other. You are a deputy magistrate. Remember, you have obtained your position through the grace of God. We are here in our own places and positions, wherever God has kept, by grace of God. If you understand this, you will see that two things is you surrender more and more to Him. Love slowly develops, seeing His grace constantly flowing, and my ability to yield to that grace, to receive it. Smallest type of ego, ahankara, in any form, even I do the sadhana, becomes an obstruction. You get it done through me. I will not take any decision. I will not do this. I will not do that. You tell me what I should do. You get it done. You get it. The surrendered attitude, and it develops love. The more you understand, it is not only a positive thinking to think that God's grace. And whatever we are today, if we analyze and see, we clearly know it's all God's grace. And more we'll be able to subject ourselves to the grace and utilize it in the right way. So it gives a motivation to remain surrendered and take God with us in sadhana, God with us in working in the world. Otherwise we become alone, we leave God and start doing. Where ego is there, I do sadhana, leaving God aside. For the sake I am doing, but I am leaving the God aside. When I take God within, He will give the right understanding how to go about, and He shows the path is lighted. Important part is who puts the light on the path. So the path is lighted by the inner indweller who knows ins and outs of my existence. So Sri Ramakrishna is interested in his realizing God. Anybody coming, anything Sri Ramakrishna is telling is only with the purpose that he has to realize God. Being happy or unhappy in the world is a secondary thing. But realization by which he is going to transcend the entire nature and attain absolute freedom forever is most important. There we see this comes into picture. Don't forget Him. That is, just like an old man walks with his walking stick, without it he cannot. He needs a support just to keep him standing when he walks. Otherwise he'll collapse. There we see like an old man holding the stick while walking. We have to walk holding on to God everywhere. God expects, He says, I am there with you. Take me and walk. You are safe. You'll know the path. I know the path you don't know. Otherwise you'll be going round and round the same circle. You know this much of path. And you start revolving there. Get up in the morning, do same thing and sleep again. Good. You don't elevate yourself. If you hold on to me, you elevate. And exactly what you have to do I will tell you, not going round. If it is to be expanded, if you have to go straight, how to go, I will be intuiting. Now, where does he say, Krishna? In Bhagavad Gita, Yoga Kshemam Vahamyam. Just think of me. You need not do anything. Ananyas Chintayanto Mam Yejana Paryupasana. Not that he does this and that. He doesn't do anything. Whatever comes in the front of his eyes, whatever comes in his life, he attends and goes. He doesn't do the sankalpa, I will do this, I will do that. It comes, he attends, goes. And in and through all these activities is worshipping God. He is simply worshipping God through his own life. He has given his life to God. To give life to God, he is handing over myself entirely to him. Then I need not I cannot do anything. It is just I am sitting in a vehicle and I am given the vehicle, someone to drive, like Arjuna giving the chariot to Krishna. Like that, I am handing over. So here we see, don't forget God. He is giving the support also. Why should you not? Because this is, don't forget, Ananyas Chintayantam, Ananya Chintana. You are just thinking of God and going with what all the duties and responsibilities you have to discharge, being placed in a particular position. You have been placed in a family in a particular way, in a society in a particular way, in a community in a particular way, in the nature in a particular way. You have to fulfill all these things and just go on walking with giving up all sankalpa. In Bhagavad Gita, he uses the term Sarva Sankalpa Sannyasi. He has given, I will do this also is not there. Get it done, whatever I have to do. This is, you have placed me here, I am doing all the duties and responsibilities. Great love, great care, great dedication. And this is my worship to you. This is my dhyana to you. You reveal yourself to me. So this constant remembrance and surrender, parayana, whatever you do, you think that thinking is offered. You have to, somebody comes and asks you to bring something. Now you have to think, I have to go get that and bring and give. This thinking process is there, acting process is there, feeling process is there. All this, whatever you think, feel and act, you constantly offer. It becomes parayana. I am doing your parayana. I am your parayana. Whatever I do, it's for you. You have kept me here, I am doing my duties, you have kept me here. If you had kept somewhere, I would have done those duties. You have kept me here and I am doing all this to please you, as an offering to you, as a worship unto you. So this is parayana. Ananya Chintana, constant remembrance and offering all duties. The main important part here, parayana term is used because you have to be one with the world. You have children, you have parents, you have to spend lot of time with them. You have to play with child, you have to take him to the field, you must educate him. When you send him, comes from the school, you have to make him sit and work, do the homework. You'll be working. And all this is for love of God. When he doesn't shrink from any duties and responsibilities, dedicatedly he does. Where love is to be given, love is given. The child needs a love, it needs a kind word, it wants to play. This play I am offering to God is an offering to the God. Then it becomes parayana. All actives, kriya, feelings, bhavana and thoughts, manovritti, are made being offered to God. It is in the direction of God I am doing. For your sake I am doing. Just like Hanuman goes to Lanka, what all steps he takes, you see. Fighting, killing, this, that. All activities is involved. Only for Rama. And he is everywhere he utilizes what all God has given. Body strength, intelligence, how to talk to Ravana, what to talk to Ravana. Everything he uses independently. But being a servant of the Lord, for the sake of Lord, from this I don't need anything. All this, even I am doing just for this love of God, for sake of God. So this becomes parayana. All things that you do, all things you think, all things you feel, all things you act is in the direction of God, for the sake of God, then it becomes parayana, as an offering to God. Then yoga kshemam vaham. I will see that whatever you have to attain, you will attain. This is the only way, there is no other way, to surrender and do all duties. Nowhere to shrink, because it is will of God. And that is the discipline in our life. Do not forget him, but remember that all must one day walk down in the same path. Here there is a footnote. Others had passed away 18 months after this conversation. Other dies 18 months. At the news of his death, the master wept before the mother a long time, going to the temple. Other was a great devotee of Ramakrishna, who referred to him as his own relative. See how he is. When somebody says something to us, we will not remember. We will not suddenly the enlightened soul, when God Himself, don't forget God, don't forget God. Death isn't. The story has brought that person to make him feel comfortable. And he is looking at the death of his son and feeling pity. His death is waiting behind him. He doesn't know. We weep for others, but behind us, when I forget that I am in the queue, each one thinks that he feels sorry for the person who is dead, but he will be there in that position within a few days now. In Buddhism, every Buddhist bhikkhu, the monk, is asked to think the days while sleeping. He must remember that it is his last day of life. Close all the files. No pending, nothing, no file is open, every file is empty, including the recycle bin. Nothing is there. If you open anything, nothing is anywhere of that person. The bhikkhu has to, last when he is going to sleep, tomorrow I will not be getting up. Today is my last day. He has to, no attachments or aversion towards anything, no likes and dislikes, no hold, no release, nothing. How it will be, see, Yes, one day it becomes true. One day he sleeps and he doesn't get up. Don't forget him, but remember that all must one day walk on the same path. He is going to die. This is weeping for other who is dying now. We stay in this world only a couple of days. This world is our field of activity. We are born here to perform certain duties. We should not forget this. This is, Sri Ramakrishna is repeatedly say, this is karma kshetra. We have been brought to karma kshetra because of the pending karmas. Till you finish that, you can have no escape. So, constantly, as if a busy person running greedily after the world, you have to work. But untouched, no expectation of results. But work for work's sake, work for God's sake. You have brought me here. You have given these duties and responsibilities with cautious, trying to see the divine in that. What happens if you withdraw, you are leaving the divine. If you engage, then you will see the divine in the activity. You have to see the divine. It's a practice, constant practice to be in activity and not to forget God. I may escape from the work and try to think of God. But you will be in the same state, you will not evolve. Because you have not been able to see the divine outside in the activity and in others who are coming in, with which you are interacting or depending on which you are living. Your life is going on. I never weave my cloth. I am wearing. I never load my food. I am eating. Somebody is working for me. Whatever you do, you may pay money for the food that you get, but it is not a compensation. Money cannot bring food. The one who plows and brings out the crop, he alone is getting food. And for that, the money that you spend is not a compensation. You have to work something and give in return to the society. Give something in the thing. To do our duty wholeheartedly is what we need to do immediately. Be active, working, running about with this body, fine mind, and the next moment when you go and sit for meditation, nothing of this world must come to your mind. And when you are working, you should not forget God. That is the nice way of dealing. Strong mind, strong body, intense activity, and deep meditation. Each is a helping constituent of this evolution. Otherwise, somewhere you will be stuck. Some wrong understandings, vague understanding of God, some path I am going without knowing where it is going to take me. I have read few books. From that I am deciding. I don't know my past. I don't know the vasanas. I don't know the future. I don't know the plan of nature. Where I am, nothing I know. I have read few books and with that understanding, that accumulated knowledge, I am taking a decision. I will go in this way. I will reach the east, but he is facing some other direction. He starts moving. Now, it takes time, not that he doesn't reach. Somebody, somewhere it will come and dash in one of the lives and say, you are going to the west, my boy. The east is on the opposite side. But how much lives are spent? How much of time is wasted? That should not happen. So, everything, body, mind, senses, intellect, everything must be nourished properly in its own way. Physical exercises, mental exercises. So many Swamis I see doing arithmetic and mathematics. Why? They say, I need it. He's not going to become a mathematician, but he's training it is like making the military do every day the physical exercises. Running, morning getting up, he has to run for 3 kilometers, every soldier. One day it is to be used. For that every day be awake. Like that, everything, vigil, that Maya doesn't catch anywhere, and I will not forget God. Most important part is not to forget God in and through intense activities. If you can achieve this, then inward journey is that is the password for inward journey. Be with all, be involved in all activities, aloof, kevala, and move about. Nothing is affecting you, then inward journey begins. Otherwise, who outside is catching, you cannot enter inside. Because uninvolved when you move, you can easily dive within. 3 things will be holding us from turning inward and diving within. World. My karmic bondage is there. The world is holding. The ego is holding. My ego. How for everywhere it appears and says that I will do. Kartritva, Bhoktritva, Jnatritva. These 3 will be always moving with. I will do this sadhana, I will attain that spiritual attainment. This ego is one thing. The surrender of ego, buddhi visarjana, all this happen. Only thing we have to do is not to get involved in the world and be able to remain aloof. The bodily existence, I am attached to the body, I am attached to my ego, I am attached to the world. World bondage is karmic. Ego is to work out the karma that I have done. World is holding through the desires and attachments. The holding on to ego is there because I have to experience sukha dukkha. To experience sukha dukkha, the ego comes and does more work, new activities. And then identity with the body, sharira bhava. These 3 doesn't allow me to turn inward. So when you remain uninvolved in the world, nothing affects you. What you have to practice, being one with all in the activities, intense activities, see that you are able to see divine everywhere and nothing, no temptation affects you, no insult affects you. The important thing is equanimity, whole essence of Bhagavad Gita. Sukha dukkhe samay kritva labha labho jaya jayo tatho yuddhaya yujjasva. Engage yourself in the war. War is a very serious act. Intense doership is there, activity is there. A moment's negligence, you are no more there in the Ranabhumi. Vigilance, intense activity amidst that. Don't forget me. Mam anusmara yudhyaja. Mam anusmara yudhyaja. The whole thing, essence of is do act, karma, till karma drops off. One day karma will drop away. You are not to do anything more. Ecstatic love of God, absolute purity. So that Ma Manusmara, don't forget me. This is what Sri Ramakrishna is telling. Don't forget God and do all your activities. We stay in this world for only a couple of days. This world is our field of activity. We are born here to perform certain duties. People have their homes in the country but come to Calcutta for work. We have come to here. This is Karma Kshetra. We have come to the Karma Kshetra. Do the karma in such a way you are not caught in the. For this, Krishna uses a term, Karmasu Kaushalam. Yoga Karmasu Kaushalam. How it is a kushalata in activity that you are not caught by the activities. It releases you. Same activity, if you are done with desires and attachments and for results, then it binds you. The same thing done as a offering unto God releases you because of karma you have bound yourself. Through the karma alone you have to remove the bindings now. Action has created, action alone can remove it. Here I did sakama karma, now I am going to do the nishkama karma. I don't want anything, still I do. It is getting unwound. What is wound, I am unwinding it through activity. This world is our field of activity. We are born here to perform some duties. People have their homes in their country but come to Calcutta for work. Like that we have come here for work. It is necessary to do certain amount of work. This is a kind of discipline. It's a discipline in our life. But one must finish it speedily. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.